Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we'll be continuing with our playlist of biostatistics. So this will be the fourth video in the queue. So today we'll understand some basic concepts related to the graphs. Okay, what do I mean by graphs as in? Let me explain one by one. So as of now, the data, just a second. As of now, the data, whatever you have learned, mean, median, and mode, central tendencies, standard deviation, then coefficient of variance, all lie within a specific area. I have explained you if you remember the first and second class. I have told you that this lies within the central region, the mean, median, and mode. The mean, median, and mode. So this type of graph is symmetrical in nature. If you recall, I have told this in, I suppose, the first or second class. This is symmetrical. This is bell-shaped curve. Okay. And this is called normal distribution. Okay. So this is called normal distribution. Okay. So these are the two axes. This is normal distribution. Now, with in relation to this normal distribution, I'll tell you a rule which it will be better if you know this rule. This is called sigma empirical rule. This is called sigma or empirical rule. So what is there in this rule? Okay. So yeah. So this is a normal distribution curve. Okay. So let me give the values. Let this be 0. Let this be -1, +1, -2, +2, -3, +3. Let's imagine. Okay, so now here from -1 to 1, from -1 to 1, from -2 to +2, and 1 is from -3 till +3. In this region, 68.2% of your data will lie. Okay, this has been proved via various numerical methods. In the second region, your 90, let me remember, 68.2, 95. 95% of your data will lie. And in this region, 99.7% of your data will lie. Okay. So let me frame this in a proper way. So if I am to say that from the graph, -2, -3. If I am to say that this region, okay, let's say this region. So this region will have your 68.2% of data. Whatever data you will find will deal with, this region will have that much. This region, -2 to +2. That means if I draw this, let me draw in this way. This region. Okay, so this region will have your 95% data, and similarly -3 to +3, this region will have your 99.7% data. So for this reason, this rule is also known as This rule is also known as 68, 95, 99 rule. Okay, so it's better if you know this rule. Now, this rule is related to what? This rule is related to normal distribution. Okay, so now we will study the variations from normal distribution. So, variations from normal distribution. Okay, there can be two kinds. First, as you know, first I explain you with examples, then I give you the definition. So now let me draw a graph. This portion I'll explain later. Okay, first let's focus on this. This will also have two parts. What are the two parts? I'll tell you. First, let me draw a graph. This can be a graph. What should have been the normal distribution? Normal distribution should have been somewhere like this, the dotted one. This is the normal. But here we have this graph. Okay. And what will be the other variation? It can be the other way around, right? So what should have been the normal distribution? Right. This will be the normal one, the dotted one. Now I will explain this to parallelly. Now see here. Here the graph has shifted towards the left. Okay. Here the graph has shifted towards the right. In this case, the the in normal distribution we know the mean, median, and mode are at the same point. But in case of this, when the graph is shifted towards the left, the mean, median, and mode will be somewhat like this. This will be a mean, this will be a median, this will be a mode. Okay, so the from this normal scenario, normal distribution, the mean, median, and mode has shifted towards the left. Okay, so if the mean, mode, and median would have been here of the normal distribution, so it has shifted in this direction. So when it shifts towards the left, okay, this is called positive skewness. This is the new term you are getting. I'll explain it. In this case, the normal distribution mean, median, and mode will be somewhere here in the normal case. In this case, this will be the mean, median, and mode. So the mean, median, and mode in the positive skewness, the mean, median, and mode has shifted towards the left. That's why the graph is towards the left. Imagine from this point, okay. From this point, the mean, median, and mode has shifted towards the left. From this point, the mean, median, and mode has shifted towards the right. So when every three of the central tendencies shift towards the right with respect to the normal distribution, there will be negative skewness. Okay, went towards the right, negative, went towards the left, positive. Skewness, negative skewness. What do you mean by skewness? Skewness is nothing but the asymmetry. Skewness is nothing but the this means the asymmetry. this graph is not symmetric, right? This is not symmetric. This was symmetric. Symmetric means what? Symmetric means what? If I draw a circle, then if you divide it in both the parts, this is also same, this is also same. So in that way, when this normal distribution curve was there, we divide from middle. So this part is also same, this part is also same. But in our skewness case, one was like this and one was like this. So when you divide from the center, this is larger portion, this is smaller portion. In similar case, this is smaller portion, this is larger portion. So these two are examples of asymmetry, which is what we termed it as skewness. Okay, so that's why this is the first term, variation from normal distribution. First is skewness. So what happens in positive skewness? In positive skewness, the central tendency shift towards the left. In negative skewness, the central tendency shift towards the right. It shift towards the left, so the graph will be also from the left side. If shift towards the right, the graph will be from the right side. One last point you need to remember is that in this positive skewness, this thing, among the relation between the central tendencies, the median with the mode will be the lowest, then median, then mean. Remember in this way, this is in case of positive skewness, and in case of negative skewness, the mean, then median, then mode. This is in case of negative skewness. So to avoid confusion, just remember one thing. When there is, just remember one, when there is positive skewness, mean is the highest. And when there is negative skewness, mean is the lowest. And always remember this in order, mean, median, mode. So you will get the relation. Okay, if I am to write here, skewness, which is asymmetry, skewness can be positive. Here, mean is highest. Okay, and in case of negative skewness, mean is lowest. Just remember mean, because we always tend to say mean, median, mode, mean, median, mode. So if in this case mean is highest, write mean, write median, write mode, give this sign. In this case also, write mean, write median, write mode, give this sign. Done. That's why the way you say, the way you remember. Okay, we are done with skewness. Let's move on to the second variation from normal distribution, which is, let me directly draw it. Okay, so we can see a graph here. What would have been the normal distribution? The normal distribution would have been somewhat like that. So here you can see from the normal distribution, this graph has been shifted vertically upwards. Okay, so when there is vertical asymmetry, we call this term as kurtosis. Okay, first was skewness. Skewness was horizontal asymmetric, and kurtosis is vertical asymmetric. Vertical. Okay, up or down. So this region is vertical asymmetry. This is also called, this is like a tail, right? It is like a pooch, we say. It is like a tail. So this is also called tailedness. Tailedness. So depending upon how much tailedness it is, there are three terms you need to remember. Lepto, okay, write this term. Lepto, kurtic. Kurtic comes from kurtosis. Meso, kurtic, and if I'm not wrong, platy, yeah, it was platykurtic. platykurtic. This will be the end of today's class. Leptokurtic means I'll draw a diagram, then you'll understand. So this one will be, this is your leptokurtic. This middle one is your mesokurtic, and this last one is your uh, platykurtic. Okay, so what do you mean by these three terms? Kurtosis, we can write kurtosis, we can define the symbol K for kurtosis. They can be K can be equal to 0, K can be greater than 0, K can be less than 0. Mesokurtic in mid position. So you can see that in mid position, if I would have drawn a normal distribution, it would be at the height of this height only, this height only. Like if I would have drawn this, suppose a normal distribution, suppose it would have gone in this way and come. So see this tailness, see vertically, it would have been in the same length position, same position. If this is for mesokurtic, for normal distribution would be also for the same height. So K value, the tailness, K value represent the tailness, how much it is moving. If this is the normal distribution, if this is the highest point of normal distribution, if this is 1 graph, this is 1 graph. This distance is represented as K, tailness. If this distance is above, then K is positive. If this distance is at the same level, then K is 0. If this distance is less, then K is negative. So in this case, leptokurtic what? K will be greater than 0. This is the baseline, right? So mesokurtic K is equal to 0 and platykurtic K is less than 0. Kurtic word comes from plateau. Plateau means what? It's like एक पहाड़ अगर है, ठीक है, एक पहाड़ ऐसे जा रहा है तो ऐसे हो गया मान लो. If there is a mountain, it becomes steepness decreases and it becomes a sort of a plain structure, plateau. So from there, word is derived, platykurtic. So this is what all about today's class. So what did we learn? Variations. One is skewness, horizontal variation. One is kurtosis, vertical variation. Kurtosis can be leptokurtic. I won't write the term kurtic. Understand it. Leptokurtic, mesokurtic, and platykurtic. Lepto K greater than 0, meso K equal to 0, platy K less than 0. And what did we have in skewness? One can be positive, one can be negative. In positive, which one was highest? Mean was highest. In negative, what was lowest? Mean was lowest. And in positive was left side, skewness to left side, this, and this was skewness to right side. So just remember these concepts, skewness and kurtosis. This is what can at max be asked in any entrance examinations. Like for PhD, for AIMS PhD, and there's all sorts of exams. These things are asked. So you must have a basic concept and basic idea. Okay? Go through this concepts and you'll be familiar with. These are easy actually. Okay, चलो, bye bye. मिलते हैं अगले क्लास में.